everybody. In this video chapter, I'm going to walk you through how to set up a live interview assistant in the desktop mode. As you guys know, we have two modes for the live interview assistant. One is the web assistant mode and the other is the desktop assistant mode. A quick recap, the web assistant mode should be used when you have an HR interview or a behavioral interview or even a functional interview, but you know that the interview is not going to ask you to share your entire screen. But if you have a technical or a coding interview, and you know that the interviewer will ask you to share your entire screen and you have to work in front of them while the screen is shared, that's when you should go ahead for the desktop application mode. Currently, our desktop application mode is only available for Windows operating system users, not for Mac users. If you want to know how to set up a live interview assistant in the web mode, please check out our other chapters where we have discussed about how to set up, how to launch them, and how to run them during the interview. Okay, let's dive into this. So I am currently on my returning user dashboard because I have already created multiple interviews. As you can see, there is a web-based interview mode, live interview, which is available on my action zone. And the same thing is also showing up in my active interviews list. Okay. Now we are going to go ahead and create a live interview assistant for an Airbnb interview in the desktop mode. So just go here, click on this, and you would find either you can create a live interview or a mock practice. Based on your plan, you would see the limits available. Now I'm going to click on this. It's going to open the same card drawer. If you need help in setup, you should watch the guide, which is this video. We are going to add it here. Okay. Now I'm going to fill up everything as it is. Job role, the interview type. So I'm going to go for technical domain specific. Do I have the interview meeting link? I don't have the link yet, but if let's say you have the link, then you can paste it. Okay. So I'm going to just click on I don't have the link yet for now and select the dates and time. So let's say I want to do this at July 5 and let's say at 11 p.m. and the particular time zone, you should select it. Ensure that this is the time when your interview has been scheduled. Now all of this can be fetched from your calendar or from the email that the HR or the hiring manager would have sent you over email. Okay. I'm going to click on next step. Before I go ahead, if you want to know what the different interview types, why I selected domain specific versus behavioral versus general, etc., please watch our live interview web mode chapters, and I have discussed that in detail there. Okay. Very quick recap. If you have a behavioral round where you need star answers, like situation, task, action, result, then you should go for a behavioral interview with your hiring manager or a HR interview. Technical domain specific is for technical coders, like software engineers, product managers, marketers, anybody who's going for a domain-based interview with the hiring manager. Case study and problem solving is generally for consultants. And general comprehensive is when you do not know what's the interview like. It's a mix of everything. Okay. And if you have a live coding challenge and you know there is no interviewer on the other side, but it's more like a MCQ based questions, or there is a code problem statement, like a lead code problem statement that is showing up, and you need to answer that where there is no voice involved, then you should go for the live coding challenge. And this is only applicable when for desktop mode only. It is not there for web mode. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead. The next step is to set up the job description. Either you can paste your text or you upload your file. You can do either of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste the text. This is the Airbnb product manager role. So I'm going to copy this here and paste it here. Okay. So my job description is added up here. And then I have to select my resume or CV. So I'm going to select one of them. You might have multiple CVs. So if you don't have it, or you want to add another one, you should click on upload resume CV here and basically upload it. Okay. The next is, this is an interesting feature, but it is optional, where if you have any specific projects or achievements that are not covered in your resume or CV, you should upload them in either CSV, PDF, TXT, or doc formats. It could be your interview preparation notes. It could be something that you practiced using ChatGPT, or previous question and answers that you might have listed down in a document, or it could be a portfolio of your projects that you have done, etc. You should add them because now the AI assistant will be able to personalize the answers based on your CV and this additional context of projects and achievements. Okay. Now comes the last input that needs to be done. As I mentioned, there are two modes. One is the desktop app and the other is the web browser assistant mode. The desktop app is 100% invisible to interviewers, even if you share the entire screen. Okay. and it is best for coding and technical interview types. But if let's say you're sharing a presentation tab, it's just a browser tab that you're going to share, and you don't have a technical or coding interview, then you can go ahead and do the web browser assisted mode. For recommendation purposes, we always go and recommend to go for the desktop application. Okay, unless you have a Mac desktop Mac application, then you will have to go for the web browser assistant because we don't have the desktop application for Mac users yet. Okay. So what it says is you will need to download the desktop app if you do not have it installed already. Okay. So it is by default disabled. If I want to download the desktop app, I'll have to select this. Okay. Otherwise, I can go ahead and finish and schedule. Since I do not have the desktop application right now, so I'm going to select this and I'm going to choose the desktop app based on your voice. Okay. And then I'm going to click on finish and schedule. I hope this was clear enough for everybody in terms of the steps that needs to be taken for setting up a live interview assistant in the desktop mode. Now, once I click on finish and schedule, let's see what happens. It is going to complete parsing of your CV, the job description, all the details that you gave, and it will show you here the interview setup has been complete. And this will appear here like it shows up. The live AI assistant is now ready. And the next steps are you have to run a simulation to experience the AI assistant in action. And you also need to check your email for any kind of detailed setup instructions. Okay. You have two options where you can go back to dashboard and you can click run simulation from here as well. Okay. But since my desktop application is currently getting downloaded, like you see, you would appear here where you need to go back and install the application. Okay. Just in case it does not show up in this particular format, you should check whether your settings are disabled or not. What do I mean by settings is there is something called within site settings. You'll have pop-ups and redirects which you should do allow, and notifications also you should do allow. If you do this, then basically it will allow you to download it seamlessly. Otherwise, it will show up an error, something like I can show you. It will show you something like this. The pop-up has been blocked. You should then go ahead and always allow pop-ups and redirects from app.interviewp. Please do this so that you don't face any hiccups while downloading or installing the desktop application. Now you can see this is the icon which will show up. For me, in the video, it was not there because I was already allowing the browser to download the desktop application in my downloads folder, right? Uh, let's go ahead and install it. So for timing, I'll just go back to dashboard because I haven't installed the desktop application yet, right? So once you download, go ahead and install it right away so that you don't forget during the interview. Okay. Let's say you forgot to download the desktop application and you said that there was the feature, right? I'm going to show that back again. So in this step one of two, in step two, let's say you clicked, I need to download desktop app, but since it was toggled off, you finished the setup, okay? Because you forgot to download the latest version of the desktop app. Don't worry. One thing is you can always go to edit and toggle it on and basically select this and finish and schedule again, and it will re-download it. Great. The download was completed and I'm back on my dashboard and I can see product manager at Airbnb desktop pill, which is a live interview, which is showing up on my action zone. For the next setup, as in for the next steps, you need to click either on launch in desktop or very well advised that you should always run simulation before going ahead with clicking on launch in desktop. Before I end this video, I need to show you how to install the desktop application. So please go ahead and click on downloads and it should appear here. Okay, I'm going to double click that. So it appears here that Windows protected a PC, Microsoft Defender prevented an unrecognized app. So don't worry about that. That's Microsoft basically not letting download and installing third-party applications. So you just need to click on more info and it will appear here, the app. Okay, you don't have to worry, it's all compliant. So you just have to click on run anyway. You can close this. It will take about 30 seconds or max to basically install the desktop application. Now that you can see, it has already started installing the application, and there you go. It shows up the desktop application login screen where it says welcome to interview B, and you need to sign in via web browser. You might be confused that why it is asking me to sign in because I'm already signed in. No, since you have restarted your laptop or you have downloaded and installed the desktop application for the first time, it does not know that your application is already installed, right? So what you need to do is you need to click on sign in via web browser. You just need to wait for a few seconds, and this is what it appears the way that I was showing you. Open interview B. HTTPS app.interviewb wants to open this application. What you need to do is click on always allow app.interviewb.ai to open links of this type in the associated app. So please tick this and then click on open interview B. And there you go. Your desktop application has been logged in and your dashboard is active for you. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to run or launch the desktop application interview from your desktop app, or you can start the process from here from your web dashboard as well. Okay, thank you.